I used to run with the kind of men who don't ask where the night has been, kick down doors I shouldn't have touched, called trouble by its name too much. And folks said that boy won't last a year, but mama just wiped her eyes clear, like she knew storms don't swallow a man whole if someone's fighting for his soul. I came home once with blood on my sleeve, didn't matter if I left or if I'd grieve. I slammed shut the door of that tiny house, angle louder than a wildcat's grouse. But mama didn't raise her voice not once, just held her ground against my fronts. She whispered, son, you're breaking, can't you see? I said, forget your prayers, they ain't saving me. But she knelt down anyway, same spot at the end of the day. While I was throwing my life to the wind, she was asking God to pull me in. And every night the world shook me apart, her prayer stitched thread through a torn up heart. I'm standing now cause she stayed on her knees. Her midnight whispers carried me. I saw her Bible by her bedside worn, pages softened like clothes well torn, coffee rings on the book of Luke, her handwriting faded but still true. I asked her once why I pray for a fool, she said that's exactly what grace can do. And I felt something break inside that night, not a wound, more like a returning light. Yeah, she knelt down anyway, same spot at the end of the day. While I was throwing my life to the wind, she was asking God to pull me in. And every night the world shook me apart, her prayer stitched thread through a torn up heart. I'm standing now cause she stayed on her knees. Her midnight whispers carry. Maybe I never earned that kind of love, but she sent it upward to someone above. And the man I am ain't the boy I was, not because of me, but because she believed he does. Now when the dark starts calling my name, I picture mama doing the same, hands folded, head bowed low, telling heaven what I won't show. And I swear sometimes I still can hear her whisper riding in my ear, Lord, hold him together when he can't stand. And somehow he did just that. Cause she knelt down anyway, same spot at the end of the day. While I was throwing my life to the wind, she was asking God to pull me in. And the whole town swore I'd die unfree, but her midnight prayers outran me. I'm living proof of a truth that breathes. Some sons stand tall, cause their mama stayed on their knees. I've been pacing this same old floor, paint peeling on the motel door, cold coffee in a paper cup. Guess I never learned when to give up. There's a Bible on the nightstand, dusty, pages bent like they don't trust me. I open it and drop my gaze, feels like it burns in 100 ways. Brother won't take my calls no more. Says I left my soul on a liquor store floor. My ex moved town just to breathe again. Said loving me was a tire iron to the shin. And I know she ain't wrong to run. I've read more nights than the rising sun. Still I whisper into the cigarette smoke. Lord, I'm drowning in the man I broke. I ain't asking for a miracle clean, just a night without that poison dream. I'm a long shot, hanging by freight threads in. Still I'm reaching like a man who ain't got no friend. If you hear me, don't let me slip back where I've been, 'cause the darkness knows my name, and it keeps dragging me in. I'm a long shot, but I'm begging you again. Last night I drove past the county line, where I lost control for the 100th time. Saw blue lights in the rearview glass. Thought, God, is this the night I crash? I pulled over and shaky white, half praying, half picking a fight. But no angel came, no devil spoke, just my own breath rising like smoke. If you're there, I'm not asking you to promise I'll make it. Just teach me how to not fake it. I'm a long shot, hanging by freight threads in. Still I'm reaching like a man who ain't got no friend. If you hear me, don't let me slip back where I've been, 'cause the darkness knows my name, and it keeps dragging me in. I'm a long shot, but I'm begging you again. I don't know if tomorrow holds any victory for my soul, but if you stay close while the night runs long, maybe I'll learn how to stay strong. Or maybe I won't, or maybe I fall, or maybe you'll catch me, or maybe that's all. I've slept by tracks where the freight rolls slow, a newspaper for a coat, shared cold cans with men whose names faded in the towns they rode. And I've heard folks talk of holy ground in places quiet, trim and clean, but I felt it in a whispered word from a stranger barely seen. There's a fire pit by the old tin mission where night birds cross the wire. A circle of men with yesterday's shoes, warming hands at a borrowed fire. No songs rehearsed, no perfect lines, no plans for what comes next. Still something warm moves through that smoke like it knows the weight on our chest. Call it the wanderer's grace, the sign required, no map to show the place, just a quiet touch that reaches any soul that aches for grace. I walk by buildings glowing bright with windows trimmed in gold, but I've also felt that same soft pull out where the freight line runs cold. And standing by that long mile siding with a tin cup catching rain, I learned the Lord meets people where they finally name their pain. Call it the wanderer's grace, the kind you find on the cold ground, where a weary heart can breathe again without needing to make a sound. No special sign required, no map to show the place, just a quiet touch that reaches any soul that aches for grace. Some folks search in silence, some in storms that never break, but I've seen mercy settle down on men who nearly lost their faith. Maybe freedom ain't the distance between 2 points on a map. Maybe it's knowing heaven bends close enough to bridge the gap. So I'll keep walking rail-bed shoulders where the prayers sound more like sighs, where the stars feel close enough to rest heavy on the eyes. And if he finds me on this journey, or if I find him instead, I thank him for the lessons learned where the hungry bow their heads. Call it the wanderer's grace, not written in ink or stone, but in nights where a man remembers he's never walking alone. No special sign required, no title to embrace, just a firelight flicker showing where a wounded soul finds grace.
There's a bottle on the counter and a cup on the open shelf. Most nights I reach for the wrong one, like I'm trying to hide from myself. The cork knows my trembling fingers, the cup knows what I should choose, and I stand there caught between them, already fearing what I'll lose. Some Sundays I swear I'm changing, then Tuesday proves me wrong. The whiskey calls like an old friend who knows every fault I've drawn. But the cup waits quiet and steady, never shaming the way I fall, just offering room at the table when I barely can stand it all. It's the bottle and the cup, two voices in the dark. One burns through my breathing, one starts a different spark. And though I stumble toward the wrong one more times than I lift the right up, I've learned the Lord still pulls me home, from the bottle toward the cup. I've hidden the proof of my choices in sinks where the water runs, but you can't drown the echo in inside you that reminds you of better sons. And grace don't shout or threaten, it whispers through my shame, saying I knew the weight you carried long before you spoke my name. It's the bottle and the cup, two voices in the dark. One burns through my breathing, one starts a different spark. And though I stumble toward the wrong one more times than I lift the right up, I've learned the Lord still pulls me home. From the bottle toward the cup. I'm not proud of the relapse or the nights I forgot to stand, but every time I break again, the cup still takes my hand. It's the bottle and the cup, the war I wake up to, but mercy don't retreat from. A heart that's coming through. And maybe I'll learn to reach steady, let the old thirst finally stop. But till then I'll keep walking slowly, from the bottle toward the cup.
I stepped off the porch with a suitcase, didn't bother to shut the door. The rain felt like it knew my name, tapped it out in a kind of slow score. I stuck out my hand on the highway like a man with nothing to claim, just hoping some stranger would slow down before I drowned in my own shame. Headlights broke through the downpour, old truck paint peeling thin. You leaned across, cracked the window, said if you're cold, just get in. Voice had a warm sort of quiet, like he'd carried storms of his own. I climbed in too heavy-hearted for the weight of a simple I'm grown. He asked me where I was going, I said anywhere you ain't been. He nodded like he already knew all the mess I carried within. And I swear when he looked straight at me, the rain outside seemed to ease, like the sky itself took a long breath and whispered, son, come back in peace. Past the fields I grew up in, but I didn't say a word. He didn't press for the details, he just listened to what he heard. My silence was loud as a sermon, My thoughts were a rusted chain. He just kept both hands on the wheel, steady as hope in the pain. He asked me where I was going. I said anywhere you ain't been. He nodded like he already knew all the mess I carried within. And I swear when he looked straight at me, the rain outside seemed to ease, like the sky itself took a long breath and whispered, "Son, come back in peace." Maybe he was just a traveler with kindness still intact, or maybe grace takes the shape of whoever picks up who's cracked. I didn't dare ask the question, some answers you don't demand. But when he said you're not too far gone, it felt like more than a man. He dropped me by a diner doorway, said warm up and start again. The rain quit like it heard a prayer. I never had strength to sin. I turned to thank that driver, but the road behind was bare. Just a long stretch of wet pavement and a mercy hanging in the air. He asked me where I was going. I said anywhere you ain't been. But now I think he meant the journey back to the man I'd once been. And though I never learned his name, I feel it when the night grows thin. That same calm voice in the rainfall, saying, "Son, just let me in." Let me in, back in peace. Last night I walked into that roadside room, looking for noise to drown my mind. A couple of men jawing over lost bets, a jukebox barely holding time. I didn't go there for trouble, but trouble doesn't wait to be asked. One shove, one word, one memory, and my better judgment slipped through the cracks. By closing time, my knuckles stung, my shirt bore a stain I can't explain. The moon looked tired of watching me make the same mistakes again. I stepped out to the gravel lot, head buzzing like a broken wire, knowing full well when morning came I'd drag myself through holy fire. Saturday night left me shaking, Sunday morning finds me still. One heart, two roads, one reaching up, one bending downhill. And I sit there in that wooden pew, feeling every mile of the fight, trying to reconcile the man I was with the man I pray I'll get right. Pastor spoke on mercy, said it meets you where you've bled. I didn't lift my eyes to him, but the words lit something dead. A quiet voice cracked on the high note, not pretty
I've stumbled through. Saturday night left me shaking, Sunday morning finds me still. One heart, two roads, one reaching up, one bending downhill. And I sit there in that wooden pew, feeling every mile of the fight, trying to reconcile the man I was with the man I pray I'll get right. Some folks walk a cleaner path, don't know the weight of splitting cells, but men like me need grace that moves quietly between heaven and the shelves. Where last night's shame still echoes and today's hope tries to speak, I'm somewhere in the middle ground, learning strength can live in the weak. When service ends, I linger there, let the silence settle deep. The same hands that swung last evening are the hands I fold now to weep. And maybe God don't mind the mix of bruised regret and long and clear. Maybe He's been waiting all along for moments just like this one here. Saturday night left me shaking, Sunday morning holds me still. One heart, two roads, one reaching up, one bending downhill. But I rise from that wooden seat knowing mercy isn't thin. And if I walk the better road tonight, it'll be Him pulling me in. Can these bones find mercy in the valley where I fell? There's a weight upon my shoulders that I've carried far too well. I've been trading hours for the things that turn to dust. Built my house on shifting sand, now it's buckling with rust. The wind speaks in riddles through the cracks inside these walls. Can these bones find mercy before the whole thing falls? Can these bones find mercy when I've wandered so far gone? Can these bones find mercy, see the breaking of the dawn? I've seen the valley shadows where the sun don't seem to reach. Heard the water whisper what my pride refused to teach. There's a voice that's calling through the silence of my shame. Can these bones find mercy? Will you speak my name? Can these bones find mercy when I wander so far gone? Can these bones find mercy, see the breaking of the dawn?
morning fog is lifting, but I'm still half blind to grace. Spent so long running forward, forgot to seek your face. Can these bones find mercy when I've wandered so far gone? Can these bones find mercy, see the breaking of the dawn? Can these bones find mercy before I come undone? Find mercy.
I never fit in with the polished kind. The shoes too clean for the mud on my mind. But I heard there was a man who didn't care if you smelled like the docks or slept anywhere. They say walk with women the streets call wrong, men who stole taxes just to get along. That's a company he chose to keep. Maybe there's room for a soul like me. He walked with the lowly, the bruised, the undone, not the ones lighting candles just to show they'd won. Grace had a table, the poor sat first, the hungry, the haunted, the worn out and cursed. And if anyone asks why I still hold on, I say he stood with the broken, so that's where I belong. I've been turned away by the Sunday smiles, they judge my life before my trials. But I met kindness in a darker place, a back alley preacher with a withered face. He said, son, don't trust the ropes too much. Some hands like power more than they love touch. But the Nazarene never feared the dirt. He healed the crippled hearts first. He walked with the lowly, the bruised, the undone, not the ones lighting candles just to show they won. If grace had a table, the poor sat first, the hungry, the haunted, the worn out and cursed. And if anyone asks why I still hold on, I'll say he stood with the broken, so that's where I belong. If heaven's gates open for the perfect man, then I'll never see that light again. But if the shepherd goes where the lost ones roam, then maybe I'm already headed home. So I sit in the back row Sunday morning, still smelling like the life I won. No fancy prayers, no practiced tone, just a tired man finding hope alone. And I swear I feel him near my seat, walking aisle by aisle with bare kind feet. If he chose the least to show his worth, then maybe grace was always down here on earth. He walked with the lowly, the bruised, the undone, not the one lighting candles just to prove they'd won. If grace had a table, the poor sat first, the hungry, the haunted, the worn out and cursed. And if anyone asks why I still hold on, I say he stood with the broken, so that that's where I belong. Yeah, you walk with the lowly, and that's why you walk with me. He came round close to midnight shadow long across my floor. Didn't bother with an introduction, just said, boy, I've come to score. His grin was cold as winter steel, like a dead book come alive. But I'd been waiting for this knock since the day I learned to survive. He said, all those nights you stumbled, all those lines you crossed alone, you signed the page with trembling hands, now I've come to claim my own. I felt my breath go shallow like a man who's out of time. But truth has a way of waking when darkness comes to die. I said, you're late to this collection, your records ain't up to date. I was bought by a better buyer, so you'll have to close that gate. His eyes went sharp as a broken glass, but he knew the claim was true. You can't hold what ain't yours anymore. There's a name that outranks you. He paced like a cornered outlaw, trying hard to find a crack. Said everyone's got something that can pull them right back. I said I won't lie, I'm fragile, I've fallen more than I stand. But the one who paid the ransom never lets go of my hand. I said, you're late to this collection, your records ain't up to date. I was bought by a better buyer, so you'll have to close that gate. He snored like truth offended, but his shadow started thin. 'Cause a mark upon my spirit ain't a brand you can step in. And he whispered, I'll be waiting for the moment you feel small. I said, you can wait a lifetime, but you can't rewrite the call. There's freedom in that quiet, in the claim that can't be sold. A soul once given shelter ain't returning to the cold. He faded into silence like smoke that lost its flame, and I stood there in the doorway with the steadying of my frame. No choir, no grand revival, just a whisper in the room saying, child, you're spoken for. Let the night lose its gloom. I said, you're late to this collection, your records ain't up to date. I was bought by a better buyer, and he sealed the final slate. So when darkness comes a-knocking, like it's come to settle due, tell it try another doorway. This soul's already been used.
They dragged her to the courthouse yard, just past the county line. Said she'd broken some unwritten code that God like is divine. She stood there with her trembling hands, no family in the crowd, just the whispers of a small town, saying guilt out loud. The sheriff leaned on yesterday's lost slick boots and dusty ground. Folks love a sinner to point at if it keeps their own unseen down. They talk like they were righteous, like truth was theirs to claim. But I walked long enough to know most justice dies in shame. So I stepped through that circle of ice sharp as blade. Said if you're clean as you say you are, go on, throw what God forbade. But not one hand was steady, not one heart felt pure, and the stones that once felt heavy stayed right there on the floor. I'd seen her outside Miller's store, trying hard just to get by. Folks never asked her story, easier just to pass by. But mercy's a strange visitor, shows up where pride won't tread, and grace speaks soft to the wounded more than the well-fed. So I stepped through that circle of ice sharp as blades. Said if you're clean as you say you are, go on, throw what God forbade. But every tongue fell silent, every thread turned still, and the stones that once felt righteous lost all their borrowed will. Maybe I ain't holy, but I know what cruelty is, and I've seen enough small towns worship judgment like it's his. But the teacher walked with the broken, the ones these folks ignore. I reckon he's closer to her tonight than to any man guarding that door. So I walked her past the courthouse gate, past faces losing steam. No applause, no revelation, just two people seeking clean. Sometimes redemption's quiet, sometimes it's just a stand, when a voice says no more stones and leaves mercy in your hand. Yeah, I stepped through that circle where judgment liked to reign. Said if you're clean as you think you are, go ahead, cast your blame. But nobody raised a finger, nobody dared that role, and the stones meant for her body fell harmless at her soul. They locked me down after midnight, steel door singing like a warning bell. I curled up on a thin blue mattress, counting every secret I won't tell. Then I heard a voice in the shadows, soft as breath on busted stone. Some man in the next cell, darkness, singing like he wasn't alone. His tune ran through the hallway like it had a map past every bar. No preacher, no choir behind him, just heartbeats keeping time so far. He sang chains that opened of a midnight trembling ground. and I felt something in my ribcage stir like it wanted out. Hallelujah, past the bar, through the rust and through the grime. Some men wait for court dates, but I'm waiting for a sign. If freedom's just a whisper, let it echo down these halls, 'cause that voice next door keep rising, like it knows these walls won't fall. I've cursed the gods and heaven burned every bridge I ever crossed. Told myself this concrete kingdom was all a sinner like me deserved to get lost. But that man keeps singing steady, maybe Silas, maybe Paul. And I'm wondering if the Lord shows up in the ugliest place of all. He sang, brother, you ain't hopeless, like he aimed it through the sheets of steel. I couldn't see his face at all, but something in his tone felt real. And for the first time in this block, I whispered a prayer half true. God, if you can free a man like him, maybe you can reach me too. Shift lights flickered in the rafters, officer mumbling down the road. But that hymn kept warm in the darkness like a lantern with its own glow. No quake, no open shackles, just peace where fear had been. And I realized freedom sometimes comes from the echo moving in. Hallelujah, past the bars, through the night and through my doubt. If grace can't slip through iron, then it knows the way back out. I'm still wearing this number, still stuck till judgment calls. But a free man sings beside me, and somehow I'm freer than these walls. Lord, it's me again. Same chair, same mouth, same tremor in my hands. I swore off the old habits last Sunday, but they know the path back better than I do. I don't have excuses, just these pockets full of days I wasted running from the man I'm supposed to be. I stumble in circles, sober at sunrise, slipping by sundown. I can lie to most folks, but you see straight through the stores. I tell myself, you know how I fold when the night gets long and the quiet presses hard. I've been a poor keeper of every promise I made. I've prayed with one hand open and sinned with the other still warm. You've pulled me back 100 times, but I keep wandering like a man who don't trust his own legs. I'm not asking for thunder, not asking for visions or fire, just some spine in my spirit, some strength in the hour when I reach for the wrong thing. Teach me to pause before I fall, even once would be a start. Lord, tonight I'm telling you straight, I'm tired of being if I slip, I'll get back up quicker than I ever have. Not because I'm strong, but because you've been patient enough for me to finally want the man you've been waiting on. Keep an eye on me, Lord. I aim to do better tomorrow than this time. I mean it the hard way.
I was a wreck on the interstate, running hot on fumes and hate. Spent years collecting scars like trophies, building walls from my own trophies. Thought redemption was a fairy tale lie for cleaner folks with alibis. But then I met a man who worked with wood, who saw the fractures where nobody stood. He didn't preach at me with polished words, didn't quote the verses I'd already heard. Just rolled his sleeves and went to work on the broken parts I'd buried in the dirt. Said, I've rebuilt worse than you, my son. I specialize in the come undone. Every splinter, every crack you fear, I've been mending broken things for years. The carpenter's hands know every grain, every night of sorrow, every stain. He takes the timber nobody wants and builds cathedrals from the halls. Yeah, the carpenter's hands don't throw away what the world calls kindling for the flame. I watched him sand the roughest edges down, not with judgment, not with a frown. Just patient, precious, steady, and sure, transforming what I thought had no cure. He showed me blueprints I couldn't see, a structure hidden inside of me. Foundation, solid walls, standing tall, built from the pieces of my fall. I'm not the same man who walked through that door. Got new hinges, got new floors. The framework's mine, but the design is his. I'm living proof of what rebuilding is. The carpenter's hands know every grain, every knot of sorrow, every stain. He takes the timber nobody wants and builds cathedrals from the halls. Yeah, the carpenter's hands don't throw away what the world calls kindling for the flame. He sees potential in the decay and makes you something you can't explain. I'm still under construction, still being made, but I trust the hands that hold the
There's ash on the door frame, boy, and the wind won't say my name. I walked out under a bruised red moon, but it followed me just the same.
prophets on the roadside ain't calling out for cheer, just whispering through cracked lips, judgment's nearer than it appears. I kept on crossing borders, drawn in dust and bitter smoke, carrying stories on my back of every vow I broke. There's a shadow on the high road longer than my sins could reach. The night keeps carving sermons that no preacher has to preach. If mercy's still out wandering, she ain't walked beside me yet. But I keep a lamp of sorrow burning for a grace I ain't met. Crying where the river meets the tar, said the Lord can sift a heartbeat like a miner pants for stars. He warned me of the hour when the quiet turns to flame, when the proud run out of footsteps and the meek reclaim their names. Ground started trembling under lies I tried to hide. Truth came like a cold wind, cutting skin from pride. There's a shadow on the high road longer than my sins could reach. The night keeps carving sermons that no preacher has to preach. If mercy's still out wandering, she ain't walked beside me yet. But I keep a lamp of sorrow burning for a grace I ain't met. Maybe dawn will break the curse, maybe dust will bloom again. Maybe I'll stand still long enough to hear the truth within. There's ash on the door frame bow and a watchman on the hill, saying all that runs from judgment will one day stand still. Night got tired of chasing me, and the wind laid down its claim. The little lamp I kept for sorrow is burning steady now with a different flame. I'm still scarred and still stumbling, but morning found its way through the cracks. Grace didn't shout, just whispered soft, child, you don't have to walk